Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Good afternoon, Xavier Musketeers. Today is September 15th. I am Luke Sherman.
And I'm Drew Collins. Welcome back to Xavier News.
We're going to kick things off today with a recap of some of the biggest events from over the summer. June began with the announcement that this would be Pat Sajak's last season hosting the long-running game show Wheel of Fortune.
Lizzo was sued by her former backup dancers with the lawsuit alleging harassment and weight shaming. Taylor Swift released her album Speak Now, Taylor's version, and announced the release date of 1989's Taylor's version while on the North American leg of the Eras Tour. The Eras Tour drew in large crowds to every city it visited and amassed $2.2 billion. And speaking of tours, Harry Styles concluded his 2-year run of Love on Tour.
Titan, a deep-sea vessel designed by the company OceanGate to bring tourists to the wreckage of the Titanic, disappeared for 4 days and was later found to have imploded at the beginning of its journey, instantly taking the lives of all 5 passengers. Notably, the tiny submersible only had a tiny port window, no seats, and was controlled by a Logitech game controller.
In the film world, Disney released its titular movie about their Haunted Mansion ride. Liam Hemsworth took over for Henry Cavill's character in The Witcher after the end of its 3rd season. We got a first look at the new Percy Jackson series and the newest season of American Horror Story. And of course, Barbie and Oppenheimer premiered in theaters, drawing massive crowds and bringing in billions of dollars between the two.
The film industry is still on pause for the future due to the SAG-AFTRA and Writers Guild of America strike, who are still fighting for their rights over an ongoing labor dispute. SAG-AFTRA joined the WGA on strike in early July. This is the first time both organizations have been on strike at the same time in 60 years. However, smaller independent companies have signed contracts agreeing to their conditions, which is why you may see studios like A24 still producing movies during the strike.
A large-scale altercation took place at the Riverfront Dock in downtown Montgomery, Alabama. 3 white men have been charged with assault for attacking the ship's co-captain, which turned into a brawl along racial lines, as seen in dozens of videos online, now called the Montgomery Brawl.
The town of Lahaina, Maui in Hawaii had a series of wildfires that resulted in more than 100 people confirmed dead. And to close out this recap, Twitter decided to show its Xavier spirit with a logo and name change to an X, ending its iconic bluebird theming after close to 2 decades.
Whew, that was a lot.
It's been a long and busy summer.
You're telling me. A new year means it's time for the return of Questions of the Week. Well, let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Ryan Saki, and the question of the week is, what are you most likely looking forward to this semester?
Probably volleyball club.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I'm looking forward to club hockey.
My Bible study group, all for JC here on campus.
Nice.
The basketball season picking up at the end of the semester. We're super excited for the team this year.
I'm super excited too.
I'm looking forward to cooking in my apartment.
The great food in the caf.
I don't know about other people, but I like those 3 a.m. fire drills. So I'm looking forward to the first one that happens in the dorms this year.
I am starting a women's group with Life After Sunday, so I'm really excited to get that started and meet a whole bunch of new people.
I'm looking forward to living with all my friends in Justice Hall.
I'm leading Encounter this semester, November 10th through 12th, and I'm really looking forward to that retreat. It's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to trying to pass all my classes and become a nurse.
Getting straight A's.
You and me both.
Just being independent, man. I just enjoy that freedom.
I agree.
So, Drew, what are you looking forward to most this semester?
It's a good question. I'd probably have to go with the Norwood Classic.
Xavier launched a new branding campaign over the summer called More Xavier. This is an attempt to capitalize on the things that make Xavier great and push them further. New primary colors have been implemented to accompany the change. But don't worry, Xavier Blue isn't going anywhere. Navy blue and gray are now being accompanied by a bright shade of blue and a vibrant yellow to recreate a classic look.
Last week, Extreme fans completed their match from Dana's to the soccer field before the women's soccer game against Pittsburgh. This gave students a fun new way to cheer on the team, as well as receive free drinks from the head coach. Be sure to join Extreme fans at their next event, which will be posted on their socials and Engage XU.
In international news, last Friday, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Morocco, its deadliest earthquake in more than 60 years. As of Tuesday, officials say that nearly 3,000 people have died.
The U.S. Open concluded this past Sunday, and after 2 hard-fought weeks of play, history was made on both sides of the sport. Novak Djokovic claimed a record-breaking 24th Grand Slam title, now overtaking Serena Williams. After defeating Neville Medvedev, Djokovic continues to prove that age is just a number, as at 36 years of age, he shows no signs of slowing down. And on the women's side, a huge moment for Americans tennis. 19-year-old teenage sensation Coco Gauff claimed her first Grand Slam of her young career, defeating the world record number one, Ariana Sablenka, after years of being an American prodigy. Gauff finally breaks through and takes home that first big title, one of hopefully many more to come in the future.
With COVID cases on the rise, luckily, new updated COVID-19 vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer have been approved by the Food and Drug Administration just this Monday and subsequently released. No longer called booster shots by health officials, they posit that the COVID vaccine should be regularly updated and received, just as is the case with the flu shot. Officials urge seniors, pregnant women, and those who are immunocompromised to get the updated shot as soon as possible, but recommend the vaccine for everyone. Those who get the latest shot can expect a boosted immunity from the coronavirus for several months and protection from severe sickness in the event of catching COVID-19 for a year.
The Venice Film Festival, one of the largest film festivals in the world, was wrapped up and announced the winners. The film that took place, grand prize, was Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, William Dafoe, and Rami Youssef. The festival also premiered Ferrari, starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz, as well as David Fincher's The Killer, with Michael Fassbender and Bradley Cooper's Mysterio, both of which will be released on Netflix this November. With the actors on strike and writers' strike delaying many of the biggest films that were meant to come out this year and early next year, look out for these films as they will play in a theater near you.
Ever wonder what it's like to get a tattoo? Kara Lynch has the scoop.
What made me interested in becoming a tattoo artist? I actually grew up around tattoos. My parents are pretty covered, my brother's pretty covered, even given his profession. He's a professor at Thomas More. So being around it all the time definitely piqued an interest. Always been an artist. Went to the Art Academy of Cincinnati for a bit, to animation, to tattooing. As an artist, the process of getting a tattoo, for sure, first and foremost, is making sure the client has at least somewhat of an idea on what they're getting. If they're just kind of tell you to draw whatever you want, most likely they're not going to like what you come up with, you know what I mean? So you need some form of like foundation. From there, just making sure sizing and everything's correct, right needles, right ink, right execution, you know?
The thing I like most about tattoos are that I can express myself. Being able to get tattoos has helped me to be able to be comfortable in my own skin and just show who I really am.
Amount of appointments or people I have in a day, truthfully, most likely depends on weekday versus weekend. Weekends are generally referred to more walk-ins, more quicker tattoos. We're open later on weekends, up until midnight, just because of the strip we're on. So weekdays are more appointment-based. I would stay still on average, most likely between 3 and 6.
Which tattoo is my favorite? Probably, I would say the first tattoo I ever got, and it says, "It's a good day to be alive, 10/21/18." And it's just probably my favorite just because it's my most meaningful tattoo.
What inspires my work? People being better than me. My favorite part of being a tattoo artist for sure is just probably the way you make people feel. I mean, as cliche as it is, it feels pretty good once I walk out of that door, for sure.
The massively anticipated video game Starfield finally released a little over a week ago, with this being the industry's giant Bethesda's first original IP in 25 years. Prior to its release, a very sizable amount of PlayStation users stated that they sold their consoles and replaced them with the Xbox just so they could play Starfield. The quality of the game has been a very divisive topic online, as IGN America gave the game a score of only 7 out of 10, while IGN France, Brazil, Japan, and Spain all gave it scores of ranging between 9 out of 10 and 10 out of 10. Despite its very mixed reception online, the game has been a smash hit in sales, being a much-needed breath of fresh air from Xbox's recent decline in the quality of their exclusive games, an opinion held by many of its fans. Hopefully this foretells a bright future coming soon for all of you Xbox gamers out there.
Last week, chip company Pocky has announced the removal of their viral One Chip Challenge product off store shelves following the death of a 14-year-old Massachusetts teen due to complications after consuming the product. The One Chip Challenge gained notoriety online for its advertisement as the world's spiciest chip, with the singular tortilla chip being dusted in the powder of Carolina Reaper and Naga Viper peppers, two of the hottest recorded peppers in the world. Participants are challenged to consume the chip and endure its heat without consuming any other food or drink for as long as possible. Pocky has stated that, out of an abundance of caution, we are actively working with retailers to remove the product from shelves.
Don't forget to check Engage XU for upcoming events during this week. Some events for this weekend include Food Truck Friday, hosted by the SAC, today from 2 to 4 p.m., a family affair cookout on Saturday at 4, hosted by BSA, and an XU Gaming Mario Kart tournament this Sunday at 3.
Before we hand it off to sports, today's song of the week is the 1984 rock classic from his multi-platinum album Born in the USA, Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen.
And that's all from the news desk.
We'll be right back with the Xavier Sports Report.
Hello everybody, my name is Drew Collins and you're watching the Sports Report. Feels so good to be back and we have a lot of sports to cover this year. Let's begin with professional sports in the tri-state. The Cincinnati Bengals had a very disappointing week one with arguably Joe Burrow's worst career performance after signing the largest salary-based contract in NFL history. The Bengals looked to strike even in the AFC North as they opened at Paycor Stadium for the first time this year against the Baltimore Ravens. As of right now, they sit as a 3-point favorite. And now to Xavier Sports, starting with the women's soccer team. They are currently ranked 21st in the country with a record of 6-2. They started the week with a win over Bellarmine, but got upset last night by Lamar University in a 1-0 match. The ladies soccer team wasn't the only one to beat Bellarmine over the week. The volleyball team also handled their game with a win. The volleyball team is now 6-4 as they travel across the Brent Spence Bridge to face the Norse and will stay there to play a match against Kennesaw State tonight. The men's soccer team is off to a rocky start to the season with a 2-1 record. They are coming off a loss to Texas Rio Grande Valley University and are looking to bounce back at Cook Run Field tonight against DePaul to start conference play. The Xavier cross country team will participate in the All-Ohio Challenge tonight against a strong group of colleges across Ohio. And last but not least, the men's tennis team will travel to Dayton to take place in the James O'Connell Memorial Tournament Best of luck to all Xavier sports teams, and that is a wrap on the Sports Fort this week. Go X!